It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. Lifelong dreams being elevated. Leave a nigga face down like he meditating. Growing up, trepidation in my locale. Hearing 40 cal, know somebody need resuscitation. I describe myself, nothing define me. Paper cut sharp, origami. Business in the iPhone, biting the apple like Shinigami. Death notes, every bar's like a homie. I'm the Clyde with a Bonnie. Rhythmalism, I'm too quick. New scripts, I'm producing them daily like news clips. Roof Chris, give me all of the beef, I'm a sous chef. Homies had them 8 balls for the grin like a pool stick. I learn my ingredients as I get older, more lenient. We use bitch niggas to be convenient. Need more cash, that's immediate, expedient. My experience teaching what I couldn't get from PBS. Freedom of the finance, read a pie graph, I take my pride back. Flip the color like a Mike Jack, niggas ain't like that. Take a name like it's Iraq, you diss me? Might stab a nigga with a wine glass, it's risky. Might crash, don't invite me to the function. I smash niggas pumpkins, all together conjunction. Southside nigga cooking up like it's a luncheon. We don't need a studio to get you niggas punched in. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. Got a little stumble there because there's so much to get into in this video. Now, y'all know the other day I just talked about Kanye West snapping off on Kendrick Lamar, and I ain't gonna lie, I went in on that motherfucker, man. All the hypocrisy, all the love that he showed Kendrick Lamar, then he's gonna turn around and say he don't like his music and all this stuff, but you actually went to that nigga to come use his pen to write your rhymes, come get on features for your albums. You give this nigga all this praise, but then all of a sudden you don't like him, you don't rock with him and all this type of stuff. Nah, nigga, we not accepting that. But now we've got Kanye West not only doubling back on Kendrick Lamar, but he's now angry at Playboi Carti. He's mad at Kim Kardashian. He's mad at Ty Dolla $ign. He's mad at Tyler, the Creator. He's mad at Future and Metro Boomin. He's mad at the entire industry. He is not dealing with the fact that he is just not primetime television the way he used to be, and it's really just chapping his ass. I'm going to tell you something, boy. Go get you some lotion. You understand? Get you all the essential oils you need, sir. Because it's going to be a long ride if this is a problem for you. The game is over. Now, I ain't saying you ain't got no fans. I ain't saying ain't nobody going to support you. But the game that you're used to, the game that you're accustomed to, the Yeezy season that you're accustomed to is over. Okay? Now, I've got this article here from Hip Hop DX where they're giving all the details. So let me go ahead and pull this up so y'all can see everything that Kanye is saying once again about Kendrick, Playboi, Kim, Ty, Pusha T, Tyler, everybody. Everybody that's kind of winning right now, as a matter of fact. Everybody that's having success, everybody that's loving life, he's mad at. So as you can see here on Hip Hop DX, it says Kanye West crash out on Kendrick Lamar, Playboi Carti, and more. I hate all these niggas is what Ye is saying. Okay, Kanye West has launched into yet another explosive social media rant, this time aimed at several of his rap peers, including Kendrick Lamar and Playboi Carti. Kanye, who claims to have been blocked from appearing on Carti's new album, I Am Music, appeared to have been triggered by the rapper's request to be on his daughter Northwest's upcoming solo debut. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Playboi, that was kind of low. You know what I'm saying? Even if you didn't allow that nigga to get on his album, why would you reach out and try to get a verse on his daughter's shit? You knew that was playing with fire. Your shit is earned. Everybody else, I don't know. So they say after Carti tagged Ye's ex-wife Kim Kardashian on his Instagram stories and wrote, "Tell my niece North send me a song," the Good Music founder unleashed an onslaught of angry posts on X. And y'all know Kanye's been the primary person putting together Northwest Project anyway. The project we don't want or need. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. You can have Miss Bestie Westie. Let her come out another time. Let her stick to her drawings and wearing Kim ass out on TV. Okay? Now, he says, I decided North won't be doing any songs with Carti, he began. How it looked for me to get left off the album, of course, the I Am Music album, so he's definitely salty about Kendrick Lamar getting so much shine on this project, and he ain't had no vocals on that bitch. He says, and then he asked Kim to have vocals from my daughter. Now, what I will say on both sides of the fence, it was definitely wrong to go around that man, especially in a man-to-man situation. However, for the people out there that are critical of Playboi Carti, I'm not really well versed in his atmosphere, but they do say that he is an abuser and stuff like that. I can understand why you would want to keep him away from North, but it didn't seem like Kanye's objective was to keep him away from North to begin with. Only after not getting a verse on the album, which is sucker shit, not man shit, not father shit. He's a lame ass nigga. We'll keep going. He says, I don't give a fuck about none of this industry shit and how it's a Skims line in the first place. So he's mad at Kim, right? Because she's got the Skims, right? And some people do say, hey, there wouldn't be a Skims without Yeezy. Facts. But you know what else is facts? Adidas and Puma come from the same family and they don't fuck with each other. Do the knowledge, nigga. Adidas and Puma come from the same family and they don't fuck with each other. So I'll just keep it like that. Yeezy and Skims can coexist in this industry, not rocking with each other from the same family. Who cares? He continues, and I don't give a fuck what no comments. I guess he means what no one comments. The man has the first and final say over his kids. All right. So he's saying he has the final say over anything concerning his children, even against Kim's request. Okay. Which I don't agree with, especially because you're not the custodial parent, sir. He says, I held my tongue about not being on Carti album. Clearly, this shit is really getting to his spirit. Him going to my ex to ask my daughter to be on a song 2 days later was too far. Nobody finna play with me. Now, remember, this is the same man that said, fuck you, Diddy, use a Fed. And now he's trying to come to Diddy's aid and do everything in his power to restore him back into the public's favor, which is never going to happen. But that just goes to show you how this man's emotions are up and down. He may hate you for a second. Come on, dog. This ad is crazy. The controversial rap legend then directed his venom at Kendrick Lamar, who he recently criticized over his contributions to Carti's aforementioned album. He says, I hate it, not like us. Crazy. Referencing Kendrick's latest collaboration with Future and Metro that ignited the beef. No, that's Not Like Us is his solo song. Come on now, y'all niggas is tripping. Like that. Hip Hop DX, what the fuck y'all doing? Elliot, what y'all doing over there? Kanye then boldly attempted to goad the Compton Kingpin into a rap battle, writing, Kendrick, please come diss me on behalf of Lucian Grange, please. Now, this is the actual proof. I'm not coming up with no bullshit, DX. Just quoted him, but these are the screenshots of the tweets. Here's where he's talking about North not doing songs with Carti, as in Playboi. This is a tweet where he talks about holding his tongue about not being on the project, which now we understand why he lashed out on the day of, but he's continuing to go in. This is the I Hate It Not Like Us. And here is his invitation telling Kendrick to please come diss him on behalf of Lucian Grange, because we know Kanye don't fuck with Lucian Grange. But he said the same thing about Drake, and now he's trying to come to Drake's aid as well. So again, we see the type of person we're dealing with here. Furthermore, they state the 47-year-old later returned to making anti-Semitic remarks while calling out frequent collaborators Pusha T and Ty Dolla $ign. He says, nobody get a pass. I was a part of so many of these niggas' success, and a lot of niggas let the Jews control them. So here he goes again, speaking about the Jews, the same Jews that pay all of y'all paychecks at the end of the day. He says, Pusha talking about he don't agree with my political opinions. Bro, I hate all these niggas that I've sat and chopped songs for. Now, I know there's going to be some super Kanye fans out there that's going to be like, bro, can't you just try to at least see it from his perspective? Kanye signed Pusha T. He made him the president of good music. He revived his career when the Clips broke up and all that stuff, man. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. Them niggas did business. That don't mean I gotta agree with your shit. Pusha T held his dumb ass down when he was doing the MAGA shit. I was mad at Pusha T back then. Then he comes out years later and said, hey man, I never agreed with that shit to begin with, but I just kept it quiet because I didn't want to throw my boy under the bus. But this is the last straw. You trying to make shit difficult for me. I understand that as a person, as a man, as an individual. I don't gotta align with your motherfucking ideals. If I don't, I don't, nigga. If you mad at me for that, come do something about it. Come blitz me the ending. We know he ain't gonna do that. So he can go on his tweets. Talking about I hate all these niggas. I'm sure at this point they all hate you too. He then comes back and says Ty ain't have to use the term hate speech. Because it wasn't that long ago, Ty Dolla $ign even came out and put some stories up on Instagram saying that he does not condone hate speech and he does not share the sentiments of Kanye, right? He says every nigga in the industry is a slave to this explicative ass Jewish industry. Everyone, do your fucking diss songs or pull up. Now, we can't say the word that he's saying. He's trying to revive old antiquated words that have already been silenced. But he says, do y'all diss songs or pull up. So he's inviting niggas to either get into the ring lyrically or he says pull up, like come address me then. I don't think nobody's going to come address him because nobody's taking his clown ass serious. They say further criticizing his Vulture's partner for distancing himself from him, Ye added, I don't need to be condoned. Basically saying, I don't need your approval. I'll be just fine. Newsflash, Ye, no the fuck you won't. The only reason your last album sounded 30% decent was because of Ty Dolla $ign being on there. You ain't making no beats. You ain't writing no raps. You using AI just to even achieve peak level of your damn voice, you clown. You can't even recreate your own fucking voice. And you out here talking about diss tracks. Nigga, you dissing yourself just existing at this point. He says in another dig at Carti, West sarcastically asked the rapper's ex-girlfriend Iggy Azalea for their son to do a collab with him. So he said, you want to reach out to my baby mama? I'm finna reach out to your baby mama. All right, I guess all is fair in love and welfare. I'm pretty sure Iggy ain't gonna respond. She got her own problems. Or would y'all be the tag team back again everybody's waiting for? Because she's mad at UMG too. Maybe y'all could go do an album. Maybe she could write your raps too. Ooh. Clown ending. Hey, Iggy. I need to get my Onyx vocals on my song. That's my nephew. Oh, and I'm a rap about one of your businesses. The fuck? Okay. He continued. Hey, North, your dad gave me... Okay, at this point, he's being sarcastic. Hey, North, your dad gave me my biggest song and cosign, and I left him off my album because of his tweets. Oh, but North, you my niece. I got to use your vocals. So this is where he comes in and speaks on not needing to be condoned, and this is all based on Ty Dolla $ign. Ye then posted pictures of himself with the late Virgil Abloh, Travis Scott, Kid Cudi, and Playboi Carti and wrote, all turned they back when I spoke the truth. The Jews punked y'all. Oh, and the French. He also took aim at Tyler, the Creator, despite just recently thanking the Odd Future founder for his continued support. Y'all gonna make me have to edit the hell out of this video. He said, this nigga has never made a memorable song. This is at Tyler. He's like if an artist checked every box other than having any good verses or songs, and his last album ripped off my whole language. Now, I will say, what I liked the most about Chromacopia was the ode to Kanye in the sound, and the soundscape, and the texture of the album. Gotta be honest, if you could go back and pull up my video talking about Chromacopia, and that's what I like the most. I like what Kanye brought to the game. I don't want nobody to ever misconstrue my energy for him today with my reverence for his first 4-5 albums. Okay? The sound, the inspiration, the motivation that he brought to the game between the years of 2000, I'll say 2000, from whoever beats he was making at the time, up to about 2013-ish. I can never replace that. I can never take that away. I can never strip him of that. That's one thing that I'm really big about, is not diminishing somebody's entire life or career just because I disagree with them on who they are today. I don't do that. Right? However, fuck that shit. Cause you ain't that nigga no more. Okay? And Tyler the Creator, if he's recreating, he ain't got no problem with you. He's always loved you. He's always liked you. He's always looked up to you. So if he's using the inspiration and turning it into his own thing, that's what it's supposed to be. Just like you went and did B for Common, trying to do your best impression of Dilla. You actually did it for 2 albums straight. You did it for goddamn B, and you came back and did it again on Finding Forever. I think you did a better job on Finding Forever of using J Dilla's inspiration. So let's not act like you didn't come from something, and let's not act like he ain't gonna be an offspring of you. He's always said that. Pharrell also, you know what I'm saying? Future and Metro Boomin were next in the firing line, as Kanye wrote, "These niggas called me to get on the Like That remix, and then after I mentioned Lucian Grange, they didn't pick up my call or put the song on DSPs." Right? We talked about the Like That remix that he did. Hey, yo, Dot, I got you. Dot never called. Dot never asked you to show up. Dot had it all planned out, figured out by himself. You was trying to dot your T's and cross your I's. He was already chilling. So he's mad that his Like That remix was never officially released. And I'll be honest, I thought it was going to get officially released because it got copyright claimed on my channel. UMG blocked it, but it never came to fruition. They say none of the artists singled out have yet responded to Kanye, who has made the headlines in recent weeks for similar outbursts on social media. Again, here are the screenshots of the proof of what he had to say. This is him taking aim at Tyler the Creator. Clearly, this is better times when Kanye was more of sound mind and when Tyler was clearly much younger. And here is the screenshot of him going at Future and Metro, which I'm sure they will never call you again. So what it tells me is that Kanye, he wants to be the main event again. He wants it to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. He wants to be The Undertaker. He wants to come back to WrestleMania and be the main event. Boy, you don't get out of here with that dust dab bandana, trying to pull the same move. You can't even get a nigga above your shoulder trying to do the last ride, nigga. Metaphorically speaking, for those that know what I'm talking about. But in all seriousness, I don't like this guy. I don't like who he's become, but I do wish him recovery. I do wish him peace and all those good things in his life. But he is way far removed. You know what I'm saying? I've been told y'all, I couldn't agree with homie when he wouldn't allow Bianca to wear fucking fabric on her skin. Every time she come outside, she either half naked, fully naked, or wearing goddamn lace. You know what I'm saying? She got more lace than a goddamn frontal wig. I'm not cool with that shit, man. And clearly she ain't, because she didn't dress like that before she met him. Right? We got Amber Rose, and I know she's a controversial person herself, who recently came out and said, y'all see, Kanye literally dresses his women up like his fantasies. He did it to me. He did it to Kim. He's doing it to Bianca. Right? As long as the women are willing to comply, that's what you're going to get from him. I don't agree with that shit. Okay. Only thing that I really agree with him on is the fact that he feels slighted about Playboi Carti reaching out to Kim to get vocals from North, right? I think that was something that I would have to contend with. Like, that shit wasn't cool. You don't play with a grown man like that about his kids. If Ye roll up on him and slap his ass one day, I'm not going to have nothing to report. I'm going to say it happened and we're going to move on to other things. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say he wrong for that because that's his child. Everything else that we touched on in this video, I disagree with. You just better hope that these niggas ignore you. Because you can't rap with Kendrick. We ain't even going to entertain that idea. You can't do that, sir. You not that nigga. And somebody the other day gonna come in and say, well, we had never seen Kendrick engage in lyrical warfare before, and we saw what he did, so why can't we give the same benefit of the doubt to Kanye? Because Kanye don't even write his own motherfucking signature no more. Okay? If Kanye came in this bitch and gave me his thumbprint, I would say, who did it? Who did that for you? Okay? Now, if you want to believe in him, that's your thought process. That's your mind. More power to you. God bless. But over here, no, sir. All right. So that's what I got for y'all. Clearly, he's trying to promote this album the best way he can. Just doing music ain't good enough. Doing good visuals. He's doing AI bullshit. Everything he's doing is incorporating AI. It's all sloppy. It's all lazy. He needs to go ahead and retire. I typically don't encourage people to retire, but I think he should either retire or take a very good long hiatus and figure out the best path to peace and righteousness in his life. Okay? And just when I thought that this dude had literally said all of his worst, it continues to get worse. So much so that I can't even show my screen because he's literally showing Klan outfits and using, again, offensive language. You know what I'm saying? I know my demographic over here is very mixed, so we're not going to be disrespecting people. But I will read what I feel is relevant to the subject matter of this video. Y'all just going to have to follow along with me, okay? Oh boy, this dude is gone. So, in the midst of all of this coming out, he comes and posts a text message from Drake's homie, Top 5. Okay? Top 5 sent him a text message that says, ask about me, yay. That's disrespectful where I'm from to question who I am. I'm him. I'm in my through the wire phase. Get to know me. The industry is small and the hoes make it even smaller. Give me a call. I feel disrespected. Now, I don't know the source of his anguish towards Ye or where Kanye previously disrespected him. But clearly they have a line of communication for Top 5 to send him a text. And he's saying he feels disrespected. Kanye says, I don't care about no threats. He comes back and says, Top 5, where's the 30 phone calls in a row now that I posted the weird ass threatening text? So apparently Top 5 has been trying to get in contact with him. I don't know what they were previously conversing about, but clowns seem to converge together. That's just what we have here. Okay. He then proceeds to throw Kim under the bus again. He says, so Kim got the name and likeness over my black children. He's trying to make this a racial thing when he could have just gone out and put the trademarks on the children's name himself. But Ye barely knows how to read and write. I say that because he said it himself that he don't read. Okay. People read content to him, which is where he gets a lot of his ideologies. Once again, he has interviews talking about that. Not saying he's illiterate. I'm just saying he ain't the most literate in terms of how he moves. He says, so a white woman has control over the name and likeness of my black children and then speaks to Carti about putting my daughter on a song with him. These dumb ass celebrities be trying to play with me in my face. Again, you could have done it yourself and you would have saved yourself the trouble. He then comes in and says, fuck Jim Jones. I don't know what the issue is with Jim Jones. He was just rocking a diplomat chain a couple weeks ago. He was just out in Japan with Jim Jones. Now it's F him. He then goes into advocating for Diddy again. He says, how every dude you know hit a girl before, but everybody's so mad at Puff. I do not condone that at all. He then comes back and says, so Cassie ain't extort Puff? Cassie came to Puff and said, give me 30 million or I'm going to release a tell-all book that looks like extortion to me. You can question the authenticity of that in terms of extortion. That's your prerogative. I ain't got nothing to do with that. He did what that nigga did. And that's what it came out to be. He then comes out and co-signs. He says, I love Rocky. I love Kodak. He comes back, says rappers just like Jews. As a whole, they be doing ish, bitch-ish, but there's still a few I fuck with. He says Rocky never did no blank shit. Blank as in the F word that he keeps using. And then he goes into his ideations of unaliving himself. He says, I've thought about offing myself at least once a month ever since my mama was killed in her surgery. I always blame myself. This is about the realest tweet that he has. Everything else is nonsensical, and I'm going to write it off as that. He says, I feel like if I never made it, my mom would still be alive. People ask if I'm okay. This past 5 weeks have been the first time I haven't wanted to off myself since my mama died. A lot of people have things they want to say but are scared of being canceled. A lot of people have things they want to say but are scared of being canceled. He repeats himself. In a weird way, I speak for them. Even when I say things that should be offensive to them, I speak for everyone just by speaking. He says, I would never hit a girl in the nose, especially if I just paid for it. Apparently, he thinks that's funny. But you was just out here admitting that you've hit a woman before. He then comes out and says, I honestly don't give a about Palestine. I got my own rich nigga issues right here in LA. He then comes back and says, I would never use Palestine to make a point about the Jews. He says, I intentionally never smashed Iggy because of Carti. So he's now implying that if he were interested, Iggy would have gone. He says, O and Rocky, O and Pusha, O and Tyga, O and French, O and you get the picture. So he says that due to all of these other guys in the industry that Iggy Azalea has smashed on, he decided to never touch her. Okay, he then says, I just got dragged with Twitter Tourette's. Then he comes in and starts showing off all of these different clan suits, which I won't be, whatever. Craziness. He says, imagine they come and try to Wendy Williams me for tweets. He says, niggas can kill 80 people on a song, but when I tweet, they threaten to 5150 me. Y'all niggas suck my D. He's wild. He says there's no loyalty, only opportunity. Everything is a transaction. I guess this is his sober thoughts now that the people that he has worked with are no longer rocking with him. Thought you would have found that out years ago. He says, I got big love for Slim Thug. He always puts shit in perspective. He then comes back and posts up even more text, between himself and Top 5. He texts Top 5 back and says, yo, where'd you go? I'm waiting for some more threats. That's one thing he has been consistent about. Even when Diddy was on his head, he was like, nigga, you can't threaten me. He's very steadfast in the fact that he believes ain't nobody gonna touch him, and nobody has. He says threats from Drake Shooter. First, you asked me for a Nazi chain and then begged me for swastika t-shirts for your hood. What? This dumbass nigga gonna get everybody locked up. He's talking about Top 5. Next thing you know, Drake gets charged with a RICO, and Drake paid for you to get out of jail, and then you snitched and told me he was sending Kim's Birkins. Whoa. Said he was sending Kim Birkins on Valentine's Day. So apparently, if you're gonna listen to Ye in any capacity, he claims that Drake sent Kim Kardashian a Birkin on Valentine's Day. He's still vying for her attention and showing her attention despite all of Kim denying any connection between them two on that level. He says, I don't give a fuck about that old He says, I don't give a fuck about that old white lady other than her always pulling bullshit with my black children. So he says he don't care about her no more. He calls her an old white lady now. The same lady he broke his neck for years to be with. The same lady he had literal homies escorting him to her house while she was with other niggas to go be with. But she just an old white lady now. He says, I did ask about you. You pussy, you're dumb and no one respects you. You thought you was gonna extort me, you dumb ass blank. He says Drake's clothing style in Australia is really a bad. Send help. I guess he's just now seeing the photos of Drake in Australia. Then he begins to take jabs at Drake's fashion sense. He says, I'm going to keep it light with Drake. You know what it is and what it's always been with all those you can skim through bars. Kim Kardashian. Drank a blank, been a blank, always will be a blank. I can't agree with that. Regardless of how people feel about Drake, I'm not with that. And again, the blank we're talking about is the F word that has been canceled for many years. He says, after listening to Carti's album, I'm going to say something I never thought I would say. Future's washed. Hate to give this blank credit, but favorite line of the battle last year is when he said, you rap like you trying to free the slaves. He does. Another shot at Kendrick. He then comes back at Kendrick and says, Kendrick sound like a blank, a grapist. Sir, you have essay allegations against you. You have lawsuits of people, multiple people, that have come at you and said that you've sexually harassed them. You might want to simmer down. He says nobody has ever listened to Kendrick or knows any of his songs. We're not even going to entertain that. That's lies. He says, if I live another week, all you niggas pussy. Here he goes with that. What else you got? Kendrick was the industry puppet, then they was done with him. Industry puppet. Okay. He says, I actually kind of like Kendrick's halftime show. Yeah, we got footage of you saying so. But me or Trav or Drake deserved a Super Bowl before Kendrick. He's entitled to his thoughts on that. He says, I don't personally have an issue with Kendrick. I probably will now. But he was a pawn to take down Drake because these record labels don't want big artists because the smaller artists are easier to control and replace. So I guess he's saying that Kendrick, as a smaller artist in terms of commercial success, he was more easy for UMG to control rather than a Drake. I think that's a load of horse shit, but in his convoluted mind, that's what he believes. He then go on to say, Cardi B replaced Nicki Minaj. Meg Thee Stallion replaced Cardi B. Doja Cat replaced Meg Thee Stallion. Doechii replaced Doja Cat after Doja started popping this Nazi-ish. Funny how similar Doja and Doechii's names are. They had Lizzo to promote black obesity. I'm really proud of Lizzo. She's an amazing talent and she taken her life into her own hands. There was once upon a time I thought the same thing about the similarities between Doja and Doechii's names, but Doechii says that she came up with this name when she was a child. So, until proven otherwise, I got to stick with that. He says, I'm really proud of Lizzo. She's an amazing talent and she taken her life into her own hands. 50 Cent, is that a goat or a sheep? Where Cardi B gonna be 10 years from now? They used her. Probably the same place she is today. Living it up. After 10 years in jail, I ain't saying a nigga be blank. I'm just saying that, nah, we not going there. He says, I like a chick got a high body count actually. No slut shaming. I tweet everything I think of clearly, homie. He then comes back and says, I tried to help Drake out as soon as he got to Australia just for the culture. Like, how Drake gonna go to Australia and make it seem like we dress like that in North America? All Drake's friends, aka extorters, aka broke ass talentless niggas, is yes men to let that nigga like that. I guess dress like that. He then shows a screenshot of a text of him texting somebody in Drake's camp, I guess, saying, I have a stylist for Drake I'd like to send to him. Look how Steve Jobs typed. This is my first time seeing it. So I don't know who he's talking to, but he did say that he was going to send Drake a stylist back in February. And these are all unanswered texts. So Ray Daniels might not be too far off. Okay? Because remember, Drake came out and said, this next chapter is going to make it uneasy for y'all. It's going to be hard for y'all to understand, but keep in mind, this is all for clarity, not charity. And it's going to clear up all of these unanswered texts you've been sending me. We didn't know who the unanswered texts were, but now we're getting some more context with Kanye showing us unanswered texts of trying to get to Drake's camp. So there could be some credence to what Ray Daniels was saying about Ye and Drake linking back up. However, I don't know if Drake is going to allow it after this. Whatever plan they had in the pipeline, all of the times that I'm saying Drake, he's calling him an F word. He then comes in and says, I love game. He then posts a picture of Drake in those blue cowboy boots out in Australia and says, this is a crime. I agree with that piece. Everything else I can't get with. His final tweet was, crashing out is like breathing to me. He's got a lot more in between there, but I just decided not to cover it because it was so disrespectful. And there's certain lines that we just not crossing over here on Inside the Industry. You could call me a puppet, a lame, a K-bot, or whatever you want. That's what I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some batteries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.